Ladies and gentlemen of the NEW, this is a first when it comes to NEW television. We've conquered radio, we've already been out there in the wrestling ring, but it's time that we sent our message out to you a different way. And who better to send that message out than yours truly, Xavier Zanders. Annihilation is just around the corner, and there's a big match that everybody's talking about. The match that should be the main event but isn't. There's a travesty going on with the simple fact that I should even top my crew member, Johnny Styles and Roger Wright, when it comes to the Undisputed title being defended once again by me in a match against Matthew Carter and Matthew Slater. Now, first let's talk about Matthew Carter. Here's a man who's had everything handed to him in AEW just based on the simple fact of who his brother is. It doesn't matter what kind of talent he has inside of the ring, because that alone isn't going to get him to where he's at now. All it took to get him to where he's at now is by dropping my name over and over again. Rematches were lost, especially when it came to rematches for a title that you never earned in the first place, Matthew. You got it handed to you by me, of all people. I know that has to burn your ass more than anything else out there, but I'm the person who made you world champion. Not that you deserved it, not that you earned it, but we needed to get it off that skank bitch Molly. And you were just the first person to come walking down the hallway after I laid her out. So Matthew, what makes you think that you can step into the ring against the Icon and actually come away with a victory? What makes you think you've got what it takes to dethrone the Undisputed Champion, a man who's done it for the last 4 months, been unstoppable? You're only in this match because I decided to finally take the bait and allow you to be a part of this match. You didn't earn it. You haven't been winning matches. You haven't been doing anything spectacular inside or outside of the ring. Other than listening to your brother run his goddamn mouth about you, that's about the only thing that you've accomplished in the NEW, Matthew. So go ahead, you bring what you've got to Annihilation. The fact that you lost to Judas Dathan, yeah, you beat Jason Andrews last week, but that's no accomplishment. That's a disgrace in itself. You beat a slab of meat. This is a guy who calls himself Bacon, for Christ's sakes. And you're going to take pride in beating him? You cost me the match in the main event by playing your dumb little music and trying to pretend like you were going to come out, but I knew you didn't have the sack to actually come down to the ring. I knew you didn't have the balls to come to the ring and face Xavier Zanders. No, you just wanted to throw me off my game and think that that little, loss in a 6-person tag match was going to affect my chances when it comes Annihilation time. Well, I hate to break it to you, Matthew. I'm focused. I'm ready. And much like every other time that a challenge has stepped in front of Mr. Pay-Per-View, I'm going to go out there and whip your candy ass. Because there is not another person in the NEW that can top the Puppet Master. Just ask the other person inside of this match. The person who last took me to my limits when it came to a title defense, Mr. Matt Slater. Matt Slater. What can I say about the master of the big word? The only thing that he really has going for him, because, he doesn't have any kind of personal life, that's for damn sure, considering the stiff that he has for a girlfriend. A woman who doesn't even give a goddamn about him, whether he lives or dies, or whether he gets a living shit kicked out of him by the crew, but he keeps crawling back because she's got his balls in her purse. And that's a blatant fact. She even said she was going to give him back to you this week, so you might actually have a chance, Matthew, but I hate to break it to you, Slater, you don't have what it takes. If I haven't proved that by now, if I haven't proved beyond a shadow of a doubt that you don't have what it takes to defeat me inside of that ring, I don't know what else I need to do. Maybe this time I need to cripple you inside the ring. Maybe I need to make it so, much like Matthew Carter, your career is going to be over after you lose to me once again. If that's what it's going to take, that's what I'm going to have to do, because you just keep coming back. You're like a bad case of herpes. You're like the sores that are all over Sarah's lips. You just keep showing up. Uninvited, unannounced, and undeserved. Because there needs to be a new line of blood that comes after my title, because you know what? The people that are doing it now aren't getting the job done. Slater, the brass ring, what you always like to talk about, that keeps dangling there, that's always so close. You didn't win it at Justice because you helped me. But you know what? All you did was help yourself get a little bit more fame and a little bit more credibility while riding my coattails. You didn't help me, because the simple fact of the matter was I was going to win that belt no matter what anyway. And then you got your little first match. You earned your title shot against me. And what happened? You can say that it was all Pugh's fault. You can blame Ryan Pugh for the fact that you didn't reach the ground first. But it doesn't matter what Ryan Pugh did, because you know what? Even if he hadn't caught you, I would have been outside of that ring and on the floor before you jumped down and broke both of your legs and did me a favor of not having to face you at Annihilation. Annihilation, a match you really shouldn't be in either. Matter of fact, there shouldn't be a #1 contender to my title, because there's no one that deserves it. You should be stuck curtain jerking with Hunter Valentine, not in the what should be main event with Xavier Zanders. So Matthews, you can bring whatever you want to the table come Sunday. You can think that you have a chance against me like everyone else does. You know, I'm getting counted out left and right as it is. There's not many people that are picking me to win this match. They think that my time is up. They think that I'm in the twilight of my career just because of my age, just because of what I've been through, just because of how long I've held the belt. But let me tell you something. Whether you be fan, whether you be foe, whether you be opponent, whether you be somebody that hates Xavier Zan and Xanders, the one thing that you have to appreciate is what I've done for the NEW and what I do for this business every single day. And that's not going to change come Annihilation. You may hope and pray that I fail, that I falter, that I decide to cough up the belt to one of these two nobodies, but it's not going to happen. When the smoke clears and everything's finally said and done, it's not going to be Matthew Carter holding the title high. Because God forbid no one wants that to happen, because it's bad enough having to listen to his insufferable brother speak his praises when he hasn't done anything. I would have to live in a world where Roger Wright was going to be able to actually have some kind of stake to claim that his brother is the best. Because you know what's going to happen anyway. He's going to come down and, you know, cash in his little golden contract against his brother, and his brother will probably lay down in the center of the ring and take away every ounce of credibility that that belt has. Every ounce of credibility that I busted my ass to bring to the NEW Undisputed title. Then if it's Matt Slater, oh, great, Matt Slater's the champion. I can hardly wait to see that. We'll get to be bored out of our fucking minds and have to listen to him ramble on about useless nonsense, use words that he doesn't even know the meaning of. How exciting is that? I can hardly wait to listen to Matt Slater if he actually decides to grab that brass ring. But you know what? One thing. I know that nothing's perfect in this business. I know that there's always a chance that I could be upset and I could lose my title. Hell, I could be out, you know, filing my nails and wasting time, and Matthew Carter could get rolled up by Matt Slater. I don't have to be pinned to lose this match, and that's something that's in the back of my mind. It's not something I've forgotten. It's also not something that I'm going to forget when the time comes for the bell to ring. It's going to be balls to the wall, 100 miles an hour every second that the icon is inside of that ring. There isn't going to be a chance for anybody else to get a pin, because it's going to be Cataclysm, it's going to be Catalyst, and there's going to be nothing left except for the bones for the birds to pick the flesh off from after I leave you both laying in the ring and continue my reign as NEW Undisputed Champion. And if anybody doubts that, if anybody has any questions about if I can get the job done, well, there's only one thing that you can do until Sunday, and that's stay tuned.